Letting you into my world a little bit. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and I talk books. I have so many books to talk to you about. This week has been full and so exciting too. So let us just begin. What have I been reading? What did I finish? What did I not finish? Because like I told everyone, like I tell you guys all the time, I do not finish books anymore. If I'm not into it, I just don't finish them because I have so many to read and it's harsh, I know, but it's my reality. And I'm just sharing my reality with all of you. Let's talk about the books that I didn't finish first. Let's just get them out of the way. Up on your screen, Karen Slaughter, The Silent Wife, came out August 4th. Why didn't I finish this book? Well, I really wanted to because I've never read one of her books and it has so many 5-star reviews and I will never leave a negative review because if the book isn't for me, it's just not for me. I walk on this very, let's say, thin line, a very thin line between what I can read and what I can't read when it comes to murders and crime and I don't know. First of all, like Stephen King, not even a chance. I thought, you know what? I'm not really into murder, who did it, but I can't say never. It's just not normal for me to read one of those books. So I didn't really know that that's what it was going to be about. But let me show you up on your screen the last line. First of all, anybody who's tried to read this book on the Kindle, it has so many issues. Don't do it. Listen to it or buy the book, because I saw over and over again, I thought it was me, but I saw it all over the place that this book is having Kindle issues, which maybe they fixed, I don't know, but right at the moment, Kindle issues. So the last line of the prologue, what she felt instead was wood, then steel, then a man's face came into focus, and she realized that the thing that was lodged inside of her skull was a hammer. Now the main character's name is Becky. She's out for a run and this happens. And right away I'm like, I can't do it. You know, there were times in my life where I could have maybe done this, but right away I'm like, there's a hammer in her skull? No, I can't go there. I know, but I just can't. It's like things are so sad all the time right now. I need happier than that. So I'm really sorry, but I didn't get past that. Put it down. I'm like, no, can't do it. So that was the end of that. Next one I didn't finish, and this is totally a me problem. This has nothing to do with this author because I love her so much. Up on your screen, Ellen Wiseman's The Orphan Collector came out August 4th also. Why couldn't I finish this book? Because it's too real. Because it's exactly what we're going through right now. What I'm doing with this book is I started reading it, and of course, like Ellen's books are amazing, amazing books. So what I'm going to do is put it aside and do it later. This book is not a never because I do love Ellen and every one of her books are amazing. So I was like, okay, I just can't do this book today. I can't do this book right this very second. But that doesn't mean that I can never do this book. It's just getting put on the shelf on my list of books that I'm going to be reading. Didn't finish that one this week. Let's talk about a book that I did finish that I'm so excited about. Fiona Davis, The Lions of Fifth Avenue, also came out August 4th, 368 pages. Its story is about the New York Public Library. I have talked to Fiona so many times, and what I love about Fiona is that she has made me understand more about New York City through the architecture of New York City than anyone. I love her. I love her. I love that that's her thing. And because I'm not talking to her, I don't even get to know what's next. But I knew this one was coming. I'm going to show you pictures up on screen because she's got 2 timelines of the New York Public Library. We've got 1913 with the main character Laura Lyons, and then we have 1993 with Sadie Donovan. What I love about these 2 characters, this is total Fiona. This is what she does. 2 timelines, 2 women, and they're connected. And in this case, their grandmother and granddaughter. And I loved that. And I think it's because I loved my grandmothers, and I have granddaughters. This book took me to places in my soul that I loved exploring about these two women. And what I loved about Laura, who's the 1913, is she gets admitted into Columbia. And her husband is not happy about it. Laura gets accepted into Columbia, but is hesitant to tell her husband, Jack. That's what I want to tell you about that story, because why is that so important? Because she was scared to tell her husband. And the women back in 1913, that's not even my grandmother's era. That's my great-grandmother's era. And what did my great-grandmothers do? Nothing. And I don't want to say nothing in the sense that being a housewife, because I have been a housewife many, many years. I mean, they looked at it like they did nothing. They couldn't even think about college. And it makes me sad because they did raise families. And I had a great-grandmother who raised 5 girls. I've always been in awe of her. And then I have a let's see, would she be? Yeah, she's my great-grandmother who buried children during the 1918 flu, which is another reason why I think I couldn't finish Ellen's book. It just hit too close to home. They were strong women. They were godly women. Their faith was unshakable. They didn't get to be educated. Neither did my grandmothers. And I'm 55, so I think I fall into that category. I just loved the story about Laura, and Fiona hit so many topics about her going into college and experiencing a life outside of her family. She did. I don't want to say I had a favorite character, but I did love her, and I connected so much with Laura. Sadie Donovan, the character for 1993, the granddaughter, she also works at the library. Laura, I have to be careful about this. I don't want to tell you too much. Laura lives in the library. What Fiona found out was that there was an apartment in the library, and so she decided to stage that whole storyline around that apartment. Sadie gets a job at the library and is in charge of the Berg collection, and items go missing, and her character is also just as endearing. I absolutely loved it. So I finished that book, so happy. I knew I was going, it wasn't like, with Fiona, you know you're going to finish the book. You know what you're getting yourself into, and you're happy about it. And I was so happy about it. Now, what am I reading right now? I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start telling you guys what I'm reading right now and letting you into my world a little bit. Midnight Sun. Oh my God. I am listening to that right now. 25-hour audiobook. 25-hour audiobook. I am not kidding. And I'm in hour 14. I have done 9 hours. And this morning when I saw that, I got sad. I was like, oh my God, I only have 14 more hours to go. I do not want to get out of this book. I have read so many women on Facebook who are like, I am ashamed to admit how much I love this book. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I love this book. I love Stephanie Meyer. And for anyone who used to be critical of her writing, this book is fantastic. She takes us into this world through Edward's eyes. If you are a Twilight person, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, you don't care. She did it so beautifully. You learned so much about him. And at first, I was like, they aren't going to be able to make a movie because she's just doing everything through Edward's eyes. But no. In the last couple of days, I have changed my mind. They can definitely make this a movie. Please, God, let them make this a movie. That's my prayer for today. Love it. I am also reading on my Kindle, Boo Walker, An Unfinished Story. Started it yesterday, and I am loving it. I am about a quarter of the way through. Love it. I can't wait to talk about it next week because that one is definitely going to be on my finished book. I can tell already. So, what do you guys think? Tell me if you finished Ellen's book, The Orphan Collector, because I feel so bad that I can't finish it right now, but I will. I promise her. I promise you, Ellen, I'm going to finish it. I just couldn't do it right now. And for all you Karen Slaughter fans, I'm sorry. Change my mind. Tell me that it's not going to be that bad, that the girl with the hammer in her head, that it gets better from there, because I couldn't get past the visual. I'm like picturing this girl going out for a run and getting a hammer in her head, and I'm like, no. I can't do this today. I'd rather listen I would rather listen about vampires. I would rather go into that world than the reality of a hammer through a girl's head. I just couldn't do it. So I am immersed in Midnight Sun. Can't wait to talk about it. I'll probably do a whole video on it when I'm done. I'm gonna have to probably because it's so long. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please hit like, please subscribe, and comments. Let me know what you are thinking. And if you're reading Midnight Sun, please tell me. I want to know. Can't wait to hear all about it. Thank you for watching, everyone. Have an amazing day. Until my next video.